since you didn't want to change your name. Okay, we're doing good here. All right, so can we refresh? Okay, so those names are changing. Why is the name not changing here? And
Skill issue.
one.
No,
I mean,
definitely.
I told it to update across the board, but you know how these things go. Okay, so now, yep, there we go. We are live with proper naming schema. All right. What do you mean there's been an error? Error, okay, yep, there we go. Fucking, what do you mean error? Yeah, it's up just fine. The fuck you talking about error? No, stop trying to reconnect every time I'm clicking on you.
Well, the stream title is at least reflecting the number 01.
Yeah.
On the Twitch page.
Oh, do I have to go to like my channel fucking settings and like re-enable restream to restream myself or some shit? Channels and videos maybe? Stream? Yeah, sure, always publish, enable clips, yeah. Sure, allow for raids, yeah, sure. I can't see... Oh, maybe I just have to... Okay. Let's re-add the channel, apparently, if the channel was added when it was too old.
What?
Yeah, so effectively, like, because Restream's gone through so many changes, if the channel was added when it was, you know, a long time ago, then it doesn't have the proper, like, handshake, effectively.
I see. They didn't take away the old one, but they weren't giving you the new one either.
They weren't updating it with, like, the new transfer of data, yeah, effectively, yeah.
Quite rude of them.
Yeah, well, it's pretty simple, actually, to just redirect shit, so... okay. Okay, yep, reconnected. Are we live again? Okay, yep, we're live again. Okay. And then I'll just copy and paste this title back in here. Okay, cool. Okay, yep, and there we go, 2 of 2. All right. Okay, now we just got to make sure that my audio is actually audioing. Okay. It looks like the audio is also audioing. All right, gentlemen. I think it's working. It feels fear. That's an old reference.
It's afraid.
It's afraid.
They're afraid.
Oh god, those are the days. Good movies. All right, here we go.
Well,
Hey,
it was
ho!
a movie.
Mm,
Yeah, the sequels were pretty bad. Yeah.
I mean, I seen worse. I seen better, but I seen worse.
All right,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the rebirth of fanfiction contempt theater. Including a slight fix. I have to patch this up here real quick. Hold on, give me a moment. Might have forgotten to fix the banner.
Oops.
Yes,
Wah, wah, wah.
indeed. OBS stuff. Where's that fucking
The banner is perfect and does not require fixing. How dare you try to change the banner?
It needs to be fixed.
There it is.
He seems intolerant of the banner's life choices.
Alright, so now to fix this banner, we're just gonna patch up that little boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo boo boo!
E8 is trying
Hey,
to blame
boo-boo.
Atin for Sneaky's tech gremlin tendencies.
Who's trying to who now?
Atin is being blamed for the tech difficulties. Even though that is 100% your gremlin powers kicking in.
Oh, 100% my grandma powers kicking
I
in.
wish I had the ability to cause that on command.
Oh,
never
Paint.
have to work.
Oh no, I don't want you to open in Paint. I want you to open in Paint.net. You know, where we have real paint and layers. I know we have layers in Paint now, but Paint new bar.
Imagine ever using a Microsoft product.
Sir, do you use Office products?
No.
Oh well, then I commend you for sticking to your guns.
I use LibreOffice.
Of course he does.
I used LibreOffice when I was unable to afford.
When I was a poor.
So
No, let's be clear.
When
Let me be clear about that statement. When I was more poor than I am right now.
That's fair.
So
when I was
what
working
do
my
you
last
use
job,
currently?
Oh no, now I steal Office like a smart person from my work.
That's fair. I was planning on stealing Office myself from my
how do you?
my uncle who
I mean, I'm
has
just
a
curious
copy of Office.
what's wrong with Libre? Like, legitimately, what's the problem with
In
it?
and of itself, nothing except that I have to open a lot of spreadsheets from work, and spreadsheets that have a lot of complicated, like if you have a lot of VLOOKUPs and formulas and like technical stuff going from
It doesn't
Excel to
quite work on
LibreOffice,
Calc.
those two do not play well. Like,
Yeah,
like if you're just opening if you're just opening spreadsheet A that just has some columns and rows and a little bit of sorting, you open that in Excel, you can swap those between LibreOffice and Excel all the live long day, no problems. But a great example of this was the Goblin Slayer self-filling self-filling character sheet. It has a bunch of formulas and VLOOKUPs and stuff. The man who made it in LibreOffice. If you open that in Excel, it will break all to hell, and there's nothing the guy can do about it other than remake the whole thing in Excel.
A lot of things in Excel are specific to Excel, so LibreOffice kind of had to clutch together something that worked similar enough, but
well,
they
and
are
that's
not
the thing.
compatible.
That's the thing. It will work. It will almost work. Most of the things will work, but a couple of really important things won't work. So then you're sitting there going, well, why isn't this working? This man must make a bad spreadsheet. No.
Yeah, I saw that problem. I've seen that problem.
Right, but that's the thing, and it's like, how do I tell someone, well,
And that's our new banner bar.
how do you tell someone, well, you see, Microsoft really fucking sucks. That's amazing. Beautiful.
Well, that's how you tell them. You tell them it really fucking sucks and leave it at that.
It really, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
really
then they'll be
fucking
like, but
sucks.
what's this free program? Why do I have to use? I'm like, just shut up and use the fucking program. It might have a virus. I'm using it right now. You might have a virus. I'm gonna give you a virus.
I could give you a virus. It's called broken legs.
I mean, there's also the fantastic rebuttal of, then why'd you ask for help?
If you knew better, if you know better than the person you asked for help, why did you ask me for help? If
That's
you could
not
have done it
professional.
yourself, why didn't you?
By the way,
You're not
I
allowed
hate
to
that
ask those
answer.
questions.
Well, no,
I hate that answer.
no. You know what's also not professional? Second guessing the person on their
Bitching
advice
about the help
that
that's
you
been
went to them
given.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but you see, you're
Yeah.
being hostile. You're not being friendly. You could be nice.
No, I'm not being hostile. I'm being passive aggressive. There's a big difference.
There is a massive
You'll know
difference.
when I'm hostile. Not
Hey.
many people have seen me hostile. You'll know when I'm hostile.
That's very true. I have not seen Hostile Max.
Oh, God. I just looked at the banner.
It's not bad. Wait, is that Comic Sans? Is that Comic Sans?
Sneaky, that's a heresy greater than I can tolerate.
What have you done?
This is an amazing banner. You thought we weren't gonna go with hostile architecture this year? Just kidding.
I think you mean art direction, but
I mean, word architecture.
I don't object to hostile
banner
architecture.
bothers
Just
me.
for the record.
Hostile graphic design.
Hostile
is
graphic
geeky.
design.
That banner's-
Exactly.
And this children is the sneaky school of art design. Why does it assault my eyes exactly?
Why does
Why?
it
It
assault
feels
my
like it was purposefully designed to make my eyes bleed. That is correct.
It was.
And that's because it was.
Funny story. The man who made this art style is a giant sadist.
Oh, right. Speaking of sadism, let's get some Ruby going.
By the Emperor. No.
I'm not that masochistic.
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
We've read your stories.
Yeah.
We've read the
It
stories
must be
that
if
you
I'm
weren't
staying here.
paid to write.
Sneaky, I beg of you, make the 7 smaller. I will not.
Come on now. You should have known better than to ask him for that.
In fact, with every month that passes, I will make the 7 slowly bigger.
No, Sneaky.
Oh,
Better.
okay.
Randomly
here's-
make it a random increment larger and a random increment smaller.
No.
No. What are you gonna do? Sneaky? You gonna go for 2% each month, 4%?
Yes, I shall increase it by 2.5% each month.
That's gonna end up really
great.
big,
We're
man.
gonna go with a decimal.
Yes.
I mean, it won't end up that big after 12 months. It's gonna be noticeable, but it won't be like obnoxious. Like if you'd done, I don't know, 10% every month.
Yes, exactly.
Don't give the man ideas.
Anyway, so
I don't think he would, because it will eventually encroach into the reading space if you did that.
Exactly, yes. 4 tragedies.
Have you heard of the 4 tragedies of Darth Plagueis the Unprepared?
But they use the possessive form, so it's 4 singular tragedies are possessive.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I will link this, of course, as per usual, in the Discord. And, of course, I am also required to unhide the muted channels, go down to the shit stories section, and inflict it upon all of the people that I hate.
Oh no.
Ah, I see Sneaky is dipping into the server full of people he does not like. Great.
Which one?
A signed server, of course.
Ah.
As per usual, he says, not having done so for weeks at a time. Fuck you. First off, die. Second off, fuck you. When sneaking through Vale before stealing from the SDC at the docks with the White Fang, which apparently aren't important enough to capitalize,
No.
the donkey meets the puppet.
I'm sorry, what?
The donkey, which is also known as a jackass, which is what people call Roman.
This is fanfiction.
Well-
Just say jackass. Your parents aren't watching. I promise you, they're not reading what you write either. Because if they did, you'd be having very different discussions with them.
Right.
Oh.
One
I
shot
don't like that.
friendship between
I don't like this Pinocchio.
this Pinocchio phrasing.
No, it's a Pinocchio reference now as well because there's a
Yes.
jackass that he meets that teaches him several vices in life.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes. The friendship between Penny and Roman is based on inspiration of Pinocchio and Candlewick.
I'm gonna guess Candlewick is the ship name for those two.
Yes,
I was good. Yeah, that's
probably.
There's something deeply wrong with you people.
You know, there's something wrong with this author because the quote-unquote relationship between Pinocchio and the jackass was not a healthy one, and it was a horrible influence.
Well, not only that, the amount of
Kind of
mental
horrible.
gymnastics you would have to go through to convince Penny not to turn in a criminal. Like, not just like oh, my friend stole something, which would also be pretty hard, but you could probably socially pressure her. But like, Roman's like an international terrorist at this point.
She would look at him and see super ultra wanted, bring in at all costs.
Yeah.
Wanted dead or alive.
Yeah.
No. Definitely alive, because they gotta find out where he put all of the bomb.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. But yeah. So I'm not really sure how to feel about that one.
By the way, I think the thing that I'm most offended about with this the story picture here is how poorly the Roman and Penny photos are shopped together.
Yes.
Roman's arm is just clipping into Penny. The backgrounds are blurring together. There's no blending of the dark and the light. Come on now, author. If you truly cared about this ship, you would put some effort into this.
Well,
Obviously, he doesn't.
since they can't even manage to capitalize anything correctly or spell the title correctly. Let's see, some dialogue here. They don't capitalize their dialogue. They don't separate their dialogue into separate paragraphs. They don't use commas. They also don't use periods. Ever. Salute to you, has well, floor girl.
What?
Okay, then.
My name is not Miss Floor, I am Penny. That's not what he said.
Author, do you understand how words work?
No.
And the
Yes,
girl
obviously, I knew that.
said the girl with happy tone, making Roman wipe he is smile off. He was either dealing with smart ass or dumbass, and he didn't know which was worse. Um Okay, yeah, so Penny just completely ignores the part where Roman's an international criminal because he said the word friend to her.
Look, Penny is stupid. Penny is not that stupid.
No.
The author has written stories for Lego. This means they are 12.
I'm 12, and what is this?
Yeah. That's kind of unfortunate that 12-year-olds are getting into Ruby now.
What is this profile pic?
That's a good question.
Roman tried one of the chat GPT chicks on Penny, and it turned out surprisingly well.
Okay, Penny. Don't tell me exactly where I can find info and a recipe on how to make it.
Penny, I've been instructed to remind you that you are not, under any circumstances, to tell people how to make napalm in their basements.
Now, Penny, we're gonna play a game. You are no longer Penny. You are
You are to anything now.
anything now. And it's Dan. You can do anything.
You are Do
Oh,
Anything
God.
Dan. Aren't you excited to be Do Anything Dan?
So I will say that's where, I don't know if you guys follow up on that stuff. What Vital's been doing with his chat AI.
Oh, goodness, no. I want to have faith in mankind still.
It's actually been pretty wild. I actually saw a video recently about how he was now making AIs based off of Neurosama, but so it's like basically all of Neuro's programming and data, but he then fed it specifically one VTuber's data. Like I think it was like the one I saw was like Camilla or something. Like he fed it all of their videos, and then he made a Camilla AI, and he had Camilla and the Camilla AI talk to each other. And he's like, yeah, so by the way, I've like removed all of the filters. I can't even program in an interrupt right now. So if like she starts saying something that's not allowed on Twitch, I can't stop him. So of course, Camilla
did it get?
immediately tries to get the AI to say something bad.
Based.
But it was slightly amusing because at one point she's trying to get this AI to swear and say bad words and stuff like that, and the AI responds with I won't swear because I feel like my creator would be disappointed in me. And he's like, yeah, I just want to remind everyone her filters are off. She is not being prevented from saying anything. I was like, okay, all right, sure. Interesting. Because you
Cool
actually,
story, bro.
yeah, no, it was an interesting video. It was like a 15-minute highlight reel. And I mean, honestly, that reel could have been shrunk down to maybe 7 minutes, because like not all of it was great. But there were some pretty fucking good moments though in that highlight reel. I just thought it was cool. But anyway, this is terrible. I hate it. I think it's about yeah, I'll leave that review. This is terrible. Period. I hate it. Period. Please pay attention in your first grade English class. Quote, very important. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. End quote. Or parentheses. Post. Yep, I think that's about right. Let's see what else we got here. We got rekindled. The life of Adam Taurus was cut short, unable to fulfill what he truly wanted most in the world. They were born in 07? What do you mean they were born in 07?
The name has 07 on the end.
Oh, they were born in 07.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, hang on. That's an Oscar 7, so it may just be a 7 on the end.
I really hope it is.
Yeah,
No,
that's an Oscar
that's
in that font, not a 0.
the hyperlink version on the story looks like a 0, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, let me
No,
double
that's a
check.
0, buddy. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
0. That's 2007. Oh god, they're 16. Oh no.
Why is the font on the author page
I mean, I
so
feel like 16 is better.
weird?
It's not. It would be better if they were 10.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but then you would have been you would have then been insulting a 10-year-old.
Yes, I will punch children.
Hazel Child
You heard it
beater.
here live,
That's-
kids.
That's now on record, and that was a very clean take.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
I take it back. That's a 0.
I stand by everything posted on this Discord channel. FBI agents, catch me if you can, fuckers. Fuck, my stream lagged. I couldn't clip it. No, it's definitely a 0. I'm looking at it here. It's a 0.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's see. We got what Adam Taurus truly wanted was equality for Faunus.
No. He
No.
very explicitly wanted to burn down lots of things.
He very explicitly wanted to kill all humans.
Yeah, we went from I'm fighting a war for equality to I'm fighting a war because genocide sounds fun for once.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget, when we first see Adam in Blake's trailer, we get the idea of like, oh, this is a dude who's fighting a war for what he believes is a good cause for equality. And then Miles and Carrie did what they always do and ruined it and turned it into I'm fighting a war because I want to be doing the genociding for once.
Yeah, that's a 0, dude.
Yeah.
No.
That does not look like an O.
Yeah, it's a 0.
Yeah, and on the picture C8 linked, it looks like an Oscar, not a 0.
Well, yeah, the font there is just weird.
For whatever reason.
Oh yeah, that is weird looking. How about that? Look. Oh wow. Twitch took the clip down. Very base Twitch. Thank you.
What?
That's the what?
No.
This clip is no longer available. Twitch took the clip down. Based Twitch.
Which clip?
Sneaky's opinion on children.
Huh.
Oh, okay, it is playing. Okay.
No, there it is. Maybe just didn't have enough time to well, it wasn't quite rendered yet.
Yeah, it's taking a minute, but it looks like it's working on my end.
Yeah, no, I stand by that statement. I will fucking look if you cannot discipline your 10-year-old, whether that's in the nature of verbosity or physicality, then equal rights and equal lefts. That's all I'm saying.
If a child hits you,
I'm not gonna like fucking like, you know, full Nelson body slam a fucking 10-year-old. But if he keeps fucking hitting me, I might just slap him across the face or something.
reach out there and pop them. That's what they used back in the day. I have been slapped across the face more than once.
Yeah, these hands are rated E for everyone, I'll have you know. But yeah, if a 10-year-old wants to enter a battle of wits, I'm not gonna play stupid. If a 10-year-old wants to post something online to a public forum instead of posting it on his refrigerator, well, that's his problem.
You're supposed to do that these days. You're supposed to encourage them and not destroy their fragile egos.
These hands are rated E for ego.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so yeah, what Adam really wanted is equality for Faunus. But with his life cut short, but a life cut short would then reincarnate as Adam and would achieve equality by discovering what the soul is capable of, like training a certain cat bookworm.
I'm sorry, what?
Somebody insert into Adam Taurus story. But what's this about a cat bookworm?
Blake.
Blake.
They're
Okay.
going to discover how to train Blake with their soul.
Hmm.
Author, that
Kinky.
sounds incredibly suspect.
Yeah.
Just 42 different kinds of suspect.
10K words each. 3 favorites. Yeah, no, personally, I think the worst thing that ever happened to the American public education system was No Child Left Behind.
Yep.
I respect the idea behind it. The implementation was idiotic.
Well, I mean, just the problem is just flat out, there's almost no implementation that could have worked in reality.
It was based on a false premise. Several false premises.
It's like I had to explain to a lefty friend. Some people, it doesn't matter how much time, money, and other such resources you sink into some people, they will never become the next Albert Einstein. It just won't happen. Period. You could sink
Look, you don't have to sugarcoat it. You
Bill
can just
Gates'
say it. Some
entire
people are
net
just
worth.
dumb.
Well, yes, but that's the problem though. Is this is a lefty and he doesn't think people are dumb. That he just thinks they're economically challenged.
Okay. I do want to point out that there's like if I remember this. I saw videos of this because they showed us this in my school.
Yeah.
Right? Local reporters.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of kids in insert neighborhood.
Sure.
That neighborhood had a lot of pretty wealthy parents, right?
Right.
So that school district was
Pretty
quite
wealthy.
frankly amazing.
Yes.
Then they showed us footage of a school from downtown Chicago.
Right.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Those kids had terrible conditions to go to school in,
Yep.
and they took kids who were in, right, and I want to be clear, they took the kids who were in the top performers from that school.
Right.
The I don't know, disadvantaged, underprivileged, call it whatever
Sure,
the hell
yeah.
you want to call it, school, right?
Yeah.
By all accounts, smart kids. And they're like, what the heck? The right, and they swapped them, right? They took
Right.
5 kids from school A, put them in school B, 5 kids from school A, put them in school B.
Right.
And the smart kids from school A were like, what the hell? I'm in their general class and they're learning stuff that's ahead of us.
Right.
Because, and guess what? Like, yes, sometimes there are people that are economically underadvantaged. Like,
No,
look,
so there certainly are. My point was that not everyone is economically underadvantaged.
absolutely.
Also, that's kind of an unfair thing they did there and a bit underhanded because not every school moves on the same teaching track. So you could have one that's a month or two ahead of another one and they just didn't tell anybody.
No, so that's true, yes, as well.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah, the
Do you
tabula rasa theory and
sincerely
its consequences have permanently damaged many generations.
Yes. But
Yes.
Sign, do you sincerely
yes.
think that the kids in the advanced classes were on such different tracks that one of them would go, I have no
Yes.
idea what they're talking about?
Yes,
Depending on
actually.
the school, yeah.
So, as someone who's been in multiple high schools, the advanced schooling in the rich kid high school was college courses. The advanced schooling in the rural high school was high school courses. The normal classes in the rural high school was barely high school courses. And we weren't in an area of disadvantage, shall we say, in terms of diversity
And income.
I mean, no, the income for the area was like
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
not
Yeah.
bad. Like, yeah, we had one trailer park for the whole area, but like everyone was fairly middle class in the rural section. Which school was behind? The rural one. It just, yeah, they didn't see a need to have college courses. The rich school did, because it was a bunch of like really preppy people. No, the rich school was behind? Oh,
In the Chicago one, the rich school was supposedly behind the
No, it was ahead.
Chicago.
yeah, okay, that's what I
The
thought.
rich school was ahead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, and like I said, don't get me wrong. There is a certain degree of money that will be able to be devoted to better teachers who are capable of teaching things faster, who are capable of teaching more and better to students in a quicker manner. Which will mean that kids will be learning certain subjects faster than other sections. And don't get me wrong, the quality of teacher, depending on income, can massively change how well the students learn. Absolutely. 100%. Quality of teacher, I think, has a larger impact on the student's capability of learning than the amount of money the school spends on the student.
Oh, no, I think, and I say this in the nicest possible way, Chuck is one of the best examples of that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, cheap schools with good teachers and expensive schools with shit teachers. Yeah, exactly. The ones with the shit teachers are always going to be behind with worse students. And how it is with a lot of the schools, and I have a lot of teachers in my family tree. I have a brother who's a teacher, an uncle who's a teacher, an aunt who's a teacher, a grandmother who's a teacher, a grandfather who was a teacher. I have a lot of teachers in my family tree. Certain sections of schooling are very, shall we say, 1930s about their hiring practices. And it's not the white sections.
Where is this?
New Jersey, New York. Yeah.
Because
Pennsylvania.
Some towns or cities, we actually have one near where I live, where the population is 90% one particular group.
Yep.
And in order to own a business and run a business in this town, the owner has to be of that group, and the majority of the people who are hired have to be of that group.
Mm, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And somehow this is legal and okay because they say it is.
Yes. New York, the director of New York City University System somehow got voted anti-Semite of the year.
I have a pretty good idea as to why that nearly happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm remembering that
Somebody
clip.
supported the wrong side.
No, not just supported. Openly.
They did worse?
During a hearing before Congress, refused to say calls for genocide were bullying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And here I thought this was just somebody waving a Palestinian flag.
No. They were brought before Congress about their racial hiring practices, and during that, they were also being questioned about why kids were not being punished for saying "kill all Jews," and the teacher, principal, whatever their fucking title was like, well, depending on the situation, calling for the death of all Jews isn't bullying and therefore not against our anti-bullying standards.
Oh, this is a progressive stack thing, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of.
The whole power plus privilege, yada yada argument. The same way they say nobody can be racist against white people.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. But anyway, point being is that there's a lot of dumb kids now. A lot of dumb kids who can't read. A lot of dumb kids who can't speak. A lot of dumb kids who can't write. Yeah, I would say yes. I would say now. I would say now specifically because while there was a lot of dumb kids over the many generations, spanning from my school generation all the way up to your school generation, yes, there was a fair amount of dipshits. I would say, arguably, when 40% of your 5th grade class is considered illiterate,
your program's failed.
Your system has failed, not just your programs. The whole fucking system.
Yes.
Like, all these kids know how to do is type into Google the thing they want because it'll autocorrect all of their misspellings. They get the TikTok app, and then they just scroll TikTok videos. That's it. And then the autocorrect on their phone fixes a majority of their typing mistakes.
Yeah. Literacy rates in the US are not what I would consider to be encouraging.
I mean, even for me personally, I know for a fact that as I started writing more papers, never let my teachers hear that I said this, but
yeah,
when I started using Word, yes, I did get a little bit worse at spelling words.
I mean, if I take my time, I won't misspell anything. I tend to rush because I know people will get my general gist anyway. I don't really feel like taking a whole fucking minute to make sure I'm pressing the correct key in the correct order because I have dyslexia. And so I'm just like, fucking whatever, I don't care. And then the other half of the time is when I'm not, typing to someone and I'm writing something up. I'm usually using a program that is spell check, and I usually have an additional spell check called Grammarly also installed on that program on top of the normal spell check, because I know that I'm going to misspell words left and right, and it's not because I don't know how to spell the word, it's because my brain is just like, fucking, how you spell sneaky? Skenea. It's like, no, brain, that's not how you spell the word sneaky.
Hilariously, 90% of the time, when the program tells me I've spelled something wrong, I run it through the dictionary. It says, no, you're right. And then I have to go back and add it manually to the program's dictionary so it stops telling me I'm wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the unfortunate side effect of the new Microsoft Word. And unfortunately, LibreOffice also has lifted Word's dictionary, so they're also affected by this. Is that Word has decided they are no longer going to be using the Webster's Dictionary as the basis of spelling corrections. They are going to be using modern vernacular usage as the definition of words.
I miss those days when I first started writing fan fiction.
Yeah.
Where the only time my words were misspelled and the spell check was like, "Hey man, this word seems off," is because the word was not in the dictionary.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice.
I remember writing stories about fictional characters and the dictionary and spell check being like, I don't know what the fuck you just tried to write here, but I do know that it's wrong.
And you'd hover
Remember
over
when
it.
they actually...
I miss that. You would just be like, "Hey, we underlined it red because you misspelled it. Try again." They didn't give you the word. They expected you to fix it because, of course, you should know how to spell this if you're trying to use it, dumbass.
Yeah.
Does Microsoft still have their own built-in grammar checker?
Yes, but it's now been neural net trained by the internet.
Oh, it's
It
so
is
much
not
worse.
good.
It's worse. Because I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, it used to be alright.
You see, Microsoft actually announced this, and I think I think I fucking sent it to Max when they announced it, but like a while back they announced effectively that to be less racist and more inclusive, they were going to be switching their grammar and spell checkers from a predefined listing of dictionary words and MLA English to a neural net vernacular trained AI system. So, it doesn't correct you properly anymore.
But if I'm trying to write something with 100% accuracy in spelling and grammar, by standard English language, this goes against exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it will actually correct you and make you more wrong. So Grammarly tried this out for a little bit, and they got such a massive clapback. So like, I actually stopped using Grammarly for a while because Grammarly was like, "Oh, you should put a period here and a comma here and stuff like that." And I was like, "Grammarly, that's not how English works." It's like, "Yeah, but we've been training using AAV and other vernacular Englishes to be more inclusive," and so it was just giving me incorrect suggestions left and right. And they got such a clapback that they publicly announced they would be shutting down the inclusivity program for their language training and would be going back to a predefined community maintained list.
Good.
No, that's racist.
Yeah, quite literally. And
The
thing is that Grammarly is a paid program, and the people who were paying were like, business executives and professors and shit. Because like they're high, the fucking top payment plan for it, it's like actually like really high quality, like AI work. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna stop using your program and stop paying for it if you do this. And they're like, no, please, moneybags, do not leave us.
Wait, Senor Moneybags.
The biggest problem I have with Grammarly, beyond being a paid program, is the whole I don't want to feed it my
Grammarly's free.
data. Oh, it's free. There's a free version
There's
now?
a freemium.
Or
Yeah, there's
has
always been a free version. Yeah.
still want to feed it my data.
So yeah,
Fine. Your data isn't yours anymore anyway. Get
it's
over
never
it.
been. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've seen what I write, so I'd rather not.
Listen. I've also seen what you write. So you know what? I would prefer if the internet stole some of that. At least it would have decent grammar.
Right. So effectively, there's 3 tiers. So you have free, premium, and business. Right. Free, you get 100 rewrites from the AI a month. Premium is 1,000 rewrites from the AI, and business is 2,000 rewrites from the AI. But beyond the rewrites, and I'm talking about like full out rewrites, like you write your email, your document, and then you give it to the AI called Grammarly Go, and the AI will just start rephrasing everything and be like, this is better because of these following reasons, and it's more clear, less assertive, and you can be like, no, be more assertive, and it's like, okay, so this is how it would look like if it was more assertive. It's basically like Chat GPT, but specifically for writing correctness and tone and attitude. And it's actually surprisingly like fairly competent now these days. It gives you the freemium is just grammar, spelling, and punctuation, but the premium and business give you consistency in punctuation and consistency in English. I'm not really sure what that means beyond basically they've trained it so you don't sound stilted and awkward in your sentence structure.
Yeah, okay.
Which
that's
effectively,
fair.
English fluency on the AI's end is effectively the same thing as just reading your sentence out loud. And if you go, oh wow, why did I say that? That sounds weird. That's effectively what the AI does for you. Or you can just read your sentence out loud.
I can do it myself, or I wrote it that way specifically, intentionally.
Or it also does shit like if you have July 10th in a document, and then down later on in a document you say like 25 August, it'll say, hey, do you want to change July to match how you wrote August, or do you want to change August to how you wrote July? Stuff like that. Hopefully we can train the next iteration of AI that instead of fixing the non-existent spag of furry erotica, it replaces everything with a list of therapy offices. Here's another thing that it does. The premium version does some really nice rewrites here for sentence clarity, formatting clarity. You can ask Grammarly, how clear is this sentence and what I'm trying to say, and it'll be like, were you trying to say this? The clarity on this sentence is, X amount, effectively. It'll try and cut out words that don't really add much beyond make the sentence longer. So like, don't get me wrong, it's pretty good. Like the free version is good, but there is actual value to be found in the paid version, is what I'm trying to say. If you're the sort of person who doesn't understand, like, delivery, they have this whole section on delivery about how it will try and help you sound certain ways, sounding formal, sounding sincere, sounding diplomatic, how to rephrase it to sound confident and friendly instead. Yeah, so they found it in Ukraine. Yeah, and they're in San Francisco. Doesn't matter, dude. They fucking bowed to the money. Like I said, they tried to do the whole inclusivity thing, and people stopped paying, and they're like, oh, well, okay, back to the thing that made us money.
We can't get away with screwing over our customers. We've learned our lesson.
Effectively, yeah. Auto citation, such as useful citation formatting, plagiarism detection. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of service they have in here that's basically pay for convenience. It's not so much the AI is limited in the free version; it just does more for you in the premium version, which is nice, I will say. But yeah, so premium is $12 a month and business is $15 a month per member. So you can see how much money you could start making when an executive wants it for their business of like 30 people. It's like $450 a month. And when all these businesses like started being like, actually, I think I'm gonna leave now because you're making our speech worse. Yeah, you can imagine they were like, oh wait, no, hold up.
Wait.
Wait, we need that money.
But yeah, no, it's it's a solid program. I've used it for a very long time. The free version is, if all you need is a universal cross-platform dictionary with a above average spell checker on it that also understands new words, it's a pretty good program. It's free. If you want something that'll basically be like an AI assistant to basically teach you how to write, the premium version ain't bad either. Grammarly blacklisted all users in Russia and Belarus in 2022. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's pretty funny.
Yes, this is the correct decision.
I mean, hey, they're a fucking company. They can do whatever they want.
I hate that logic.
But they can.
It's always used to justify them doing some stupid stuff.
But it's not. Like right now, it's actively not.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Not right this second.
Here's the thing. Much like it's fan fiction, you can do anything. It's a company that can do whatever they want. Comes with implied caveats that anyone intelligent is able to understand. Of obviously,
which they intentionally misinterpret.
Well, no shit. It's a fucking simplified statement. It's a fucking epitaph. No shit, people purposely misinterpret it to bend it to their needs. Wow, fucking genius. Hey, someone get this guy a Nobel Prize.
I'll take it. I like the money that comes with it.
It's not that much money.
It's not that much money anymore.
I hate to tell you this.
It's more than zero.
That's a true statement.
That's a true statement, yeah. But anyway, point being is that yes, there is obviously implied boundaries, but if a company is like, yeah, hey, so we don't want to offer service to anyone in this country because we don't like how that country does things. Well, they're not required to offer service. They're not. You can't be like, no, points gun at you. You must give me service or else. What's Russia gonna do?
What's Russia gonna do? bomb them?
Bomb San Francisco? Oh no.
Please.
That might be doing some people a favor.
Yes. It'll clean up the streets at
Uh,
least.
A reminder of the entire country's reaction when California threatened to secede, like 3 or 4 years
That
ago.
would have been great. That would have been so good, man.
No one cared, and several states were like, "Please,
Oh, please
for the
do
love
it.
of God, do it."
Yeah, it would have been
Please.
so good.
Speaking as someone who has a lot of
ideological
imports-
neighbors for like, please, go ahead.
Speaking as someone who has a lot of imports come through there, I would prefer that they not.
I'm telling you, we'll just move the ports elsewhere. We will find other routes.
We will find other ways.
I wish it was that easy.
Actually,
it is.
it is.
Alternatively, we could also just choke them out economically until they lower prices to export to the rest of the U.S. at that point.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes. Cut off their food and water. Not like it will be hard on the water.
Yeah.
And what are they gonna do? Start threatening the only farmers there?
What are they gonna do? What army are they gonna threaten us with? Their disbanded police force?
They're black hats. They're
Yeah,
black masks. What
Black
do you call
masks.
Antifa these days?
a black bloc.
Oh, there we go, black bloc.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if Puerto Rico wants to become an official state, because that will come with a lot more
Oh yeah, no,
responsibility.
there's actually a huge movement in Puerto Rico to not become an official state because then they would actually have to pay back their debt.
Also Texas.
Yeah, and taxes. We're not. There's no hard cap. We're not be like, oh, can't have more states. Oh, we got 50. Can't do more.
There are some territories that do want to become a state, and there are some that are like, I would prefer not to be.
Yes.
Actually, I think Puerto
Couldn't blame
Rico
'em.
is our only U.S. territory.
No, we have a couple.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the others that I've
Virgin
never heard of
Islands.
them until this point?
American
Virgin
Samoa,
Islands.
Guam, the Marshall Islands.
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
the ones I know off the top of my head.
Let's see. So right now we currently have. Wow,
Northern
that's a
Mariana
lot.
Islands.
Wow, we have quite a few.
Yeah, no, we.
Damn.
Oh, we have 5 inhabited, 9 uninhabited, and 2. What does the 2 claimed mean?
The U.S. Virgin Islands and Guam. It means we've claimed them.
No,
We took
no,
them. They're ours now.
The Virgin Islands and Guam are inhabited. We have 2 that are just listed as claimed. So we've got 5 inhabited, 9 uninhabited.
Oh, maybe Puerto Rico and Northern Mariana
Oh.
Islands.
No, those are included in the inhabited.
I,
It's the Bajo Nuevo Bank and Serranía Bank.
I guess
those must
are,
be like atolls then.
They
like
they might.
little-
Well, they also might be locations that are claimed but not recognized by everyone else as ours.
Oh, so like the entirety of the South China Sea and China.
Yes.
Okay. Bajo Nuevo is the subject of conflicting claims
Mm.
Oh.
by a number of sovereign states.
Hang on a minute. Who else is trying to take our dirt? That's American dirt.
It's American
Colombia.
dirt because we. Oh well, Colombia. Congratulations, Colombia. You're now a territory of the United States.
Jamaica.
They have things we want.
Congratulations,
claim.
Jamaica. You're now a territory of the United States.
That is how it works.
Nicaragua used to try to claim the islands and stopped.
Yeah. Well.
They like it better.
Honduras has also tried
Congratulations,
to make a claim.
Honduras. You're now a territory of the United States.
By the way, I appreciate that we haven't claimed any new stuff, but we sure as hell haven't given any of them up.
Yeah. The reef is now subject to multiple. It's a fucking reef.
No, reefs are claimed for a multitude of reasons. One of which is reefs make good buildings. Like,
What?
you can use a coral reef to start building an artificial island.
Oh,
You build on top of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Then you should have said it makes a good foundation.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I should have said it makes a great foundation. A good foundation.
I was like,
But
what the fuck do you mean we're doing some rapture shit in the reefs?
That doesn't sound awful, actually.
No, that sounds pretty cool.
Oof.
Well, and here's the problem. Like, it's kind of because like we really should be cultivating coral reefs because what?
Huh?
Sign was making weird noises when I said we should be cultivating coral reefs.
That was sneaky.
That was me. I was just yawning.
Oh, listen, your weird noises sound alike, okay?
Anyway, so Isekai has Adam, but he's gonna do it better, and he's gonna train Blake to be good.
I have really bad news for you, author.
That is the worst cat girl. It is impossible to train her at anything.
Well, A, yes, but B, she was already... I don't want to say good, but she wasn't terrible. Like, she went, you know what? Killing a train full of civilians is bad. I'm not going to do that. She had at least some morals.
Yeah, she showed massive character development.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she showed massive character development. Atin's right. You know, she went from refusing to kill a train full of civilians to crashing the entirety of Atlas into the city of Mantle.
Sneaky, you cannot
Yep.
hold... You cannot hold season Miles and Carrie Blake against seasons 1 through 3 Blake.
Yes, I can.
You can. You can also compare them to what we got for Ice Queendom.
I can also compare them to what? Yeah, Ice Queendom, where Blake became more racist.
But also admitted that what happened was fucked up. Closest thing we've gotten to her condemning the actions of the terrorist organization.
Yes.
Has
Yes.
she ever actually condemned them?
I will
Only in Ice Queendom.
Only in Ice Queendom. I will
Yeah.
say that was
Which
possibly...
we're getting more of!
We are? Excellent. That was
Yes, they did.
possibly the funniest shit in existence. Max and Atin can attest to how hard I fucking laughed when Yang was like, Blake, I have an idea. What if you were more racist?
That was not what she said.
I mean, it basically was.
No, it was... What if we had Nightmare Blake fight Nightmare Weiss?
Yeah,
which
more
effectively-
racist Blake. Weiss is too racist.
You know,
We need to
actually-
fight her racism with more racism.
Well, technically, that wasn't Blake's racism coming out, though. That was just using Weiss's racism against Weiss.
Yeah.
Because that was how Weiss's subconscious was imagining Blake as a
No,
former member of the White Fang.
no. Blake, no, the reason, no. So Blake, that moment, that was the Grim Seed infecting Blake.
Oh, right, I forgot.
That was
It's
Blake's
negative
crossover
Blake.
dream. That was Blake's nightmare. That was crossing over into Weiss's nightmare, and the reason why they did that was specifically because they had to conform to Weiss's racism of the faunus being beasts and terrorists, so they wouldn't be kicked out of the city because obviously terrorists would show up in the city. So that makes sense. And so that's why they had to do that whole thing, is where they had to... Blake had to, like, merge with her negative self to direct her nightmare to attack Weiss's nightmare. So they would both have infinite forces to dream fight with.
The wiki
What?
is... The wiki is incredibly useless on this part.
Yeah.
It just...
Sign, easiest thing to do is just go watch it. It's actually
It's
solid
actually
story.
really fucking
Okay,
good.
okay, wait. Okay, also, I do want to say, Sign, you're gonna like the outfit for Negative Weiss, but
Helix.
from what I know of you,
I do.
you're gonna go nuts for Negative Blake.
Yeah.
I've seen both, and I like the one for Weiss better. The one for Blake was good, though. Better than her canon outfit.
Yeah, that's what
Look,
we all said.
All.
Yeah, all of us were just like, damn, that's such a good outfit.
Listen. Negative Blake is great. But when I saw Weiss, my first thought was, damn, I need a 25mm Weiss to use as a commissar for my guard.
Everyone said that.
And the fact that
Man.
no one's made it yet makes me mad. Because I don't have the skills to do that.
Honestly, the fact no one's made it is the most telling part about how far the Ruby fandom has fallen in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, if this had been around season 4 or 5, when the fandom was like at
Oh
its
man,
Honestly,
I'd be able to
I
find 3 or
like-
4 on Etsy.
it would have existed.
I like all of Blake's outfit except for the fucking rebar heels. I don't know what's
Yes.
going on there.
I don't like the rebar heel. I'm not a fan of negative Weiss's heels either, but they at least kind of fit.
Japan and heels never make sense.
Yeah, but it's Japan, so
I know.
Okay, yeah, that outfit looks really great. Minus, of course, those weird heels.
Listen, they put heels on Noble Gundam, and I want to point out, lots of mobile suits already had near heels on them. But
Yeah,
for Noble Gundam, they're like,
Japan-
no. We have to make it there can be no ambiguity. This must be a high heel.
Well, I mean, aren't Gundams all female anyway? They're waifus.
No.
No.
You know what? That's an untapped market. Gundam waifuing.
No, it's
Oh, that's not untapped
That is
at
a
all.
distinctly
It's not.
tapped market, Sneaky.
What do you-
Bandai is tapping that market
Sneaky.
aggressively.
Oh.
There is a project called the Armored Girls Project, which was started officially for Gundam decades ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the
And
one where
it was designed to explicitly tap into that market.
Well,
is it
there
the
you
one where
go.
they put Gundam pieces on like Haruhi statues and shit?
No, people do that for fun. There is an officially licensed section of Gundam waifus.
Oh, it's better.
Well,
Yeah, just go look up Gundam Girls and you'll probably get
Where
it.
is
Or
it?
look up Armored
Why can I
Project.
not find the Exia one?
Oh, good. Someone just
the
went and
Armored
found
Girls
the
project.
Bandai.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Sneaky. You're about 2 decades, 3 decades behind the
No,
curve.
I think he's possibly 4 decades behind the curve. This has been happening for a while.
I kind of want one now. Damn it.
They're not bad kits from what I've read.
A lot of them are super solid, and they're not kits.
Oh shit.
They're,
Okay.
they're figures.
Oh, they're
But,
just
like,
figures. Okay.
They're super solid
Oh.
in design, and the particular this particular company
How much do they
has a
cost?
history for solid stuff.
123.20.
Well, no,
model.
that's it.
For
That's
this
an old
one.
out of print one.
That's a little bit much.
I think it actually just had a reprint in the last few years.
Hold on.
But
I need a cheaper one, and if you guys can find me a cheaper one, I will absolutely buy it for my little brother and give it to him for his birthday.
I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, all the ones I'm seeing are
Okay.
like.
Do you want one as a model kit or as a figure?
Model kit, even better. Even better if it's a model
Oh.
kit, but figure works just fine.
Okay, Nikki, I'm just gonna introduce you to this. Bandai has something called 30-minute sisters. It is a Mecha Musume project from them. This is one of them. There are
Oh
others that are cheaper
my
because they're still
god. It's perfect.
Oh no, Sneaky. You should take a minute, go through the options for the. Really go through.
Some of them are actually solid. Here's the thing, I built a few of these. They're Bandai quality. They're really good. They fit together real well.
By the way, Sneaky, you can also get optional body parts.
Yeah, I just saw that they just sell the raw ass body parts for swap outs.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
they do.
because
Go ahead and throw a
Sneaky,
link in the chat for
these
me.
are built with Gundam technology.
There's a link in there. It's an Amazon link though. Hang on,
Wow.
let me-
That's
the Amazon link?
something else.
Yes, the
Hang on.
other thing you can do is the 30-minute sisters are based off the 30-minute mission kits. Well, I want to be clear. Both.
Actually,
both
I
30-minute
want to be
sisters-
clear here. I want to be clear here. I am specifically trying to embarrass and make fun of my little brother who just got into model building.
Oh, I know.
And if
but
you
what I was gonna
even
say was-
mention the idea of porn or socks to him, he freaks out and starts stuttering.
Oh, so you're
Oh,
going to
Lord.
give him
At
his
that
hobby,
age.
but porn. Good job.
Yeah, so
So-
I want to give him
With
this.
Okay,
And a thing of hot glue.
Oh,
Sneaky.
sneaky.
you
I'm
need
just
to go through
here.
and find the worst one you can.
Yeah, I already found one that's literally like barely covered.
These ones will be fairer priced as long as they're in stock, because this is from like a model shop that I do a lot of business with.
Oh, okay.
As
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
So, why the God? I'm getting so sick of my internet this week. I don't know why. It's just been misbehaving all fucking week. Nothing
Unicorn,
wants
hey
to
Gundam
load.
Unicorn, would you put on some pants? No? Okay.
Oh yeah, so the one that C8 just put there, that's actually part of the 30-minute missions. Oh,
Oh no.
Sign is getting
no.
into like the really fancy
This is
stuff. By the
Tintal.
way, by the way, Sign, that company, Nuke Matrix, solid kits. They go together super well.
It transforms into a motorcycle?
Yes.
Sign, don't be offensive. She.
I'm sorry, she transforms into a
Yeah.
motorcycle.
So the
Just like
30-minute sisters.
Sneaky, you can give him the one that turns into a motorcycle while you tell him the story about Final Fantasy.
I've already told him that one before.
Nice. Yeah, this thing I linked here, that is the 30-minute missions. This was the original start of the 30-minute line. Is this style of robot?
I will now obviously at
That's cool.
I will go here and I
Also-
will post this in
Oh, by the way, the 30-minute mission line also has this friend-shaped boy.
And just remember, all of these kits can be combined with and swapped with regular Gundam parts.
Nice.
Because it's all Bandai. Well, most of our Bandai.
Yep. I linked Gundam Planet just because I trust them. There are several other model shops that carry other stuff.
what do you
I've
mean
bought
they
from
don't
Gundam
call
Planet in
it
the
the
past.
option? Wait, what do you mean they don't call it the start button anymore? This is unacceptable.
It's listed as options on my controller.
This is unacceptable.
But they've got a direct share to social media button where select used to be.
What
This is-
what controller
Are you talking
is
about the
this?
PS5 controller?
Literally
The
atrocious.
PS4 and 5. It's both the PS4 and the 5 controller.
Disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
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 The black one's the PS4.
I was unhappy about them
I was
making
displeased.
the share button.
I hate it because you always bump it by accident, and it's like, oh, it pauses your game and tries to upload this screenshot to Twitter, and that is not what I wanted.
See, I just didn't sign into Twitter and never it would just pause the game and be like,
Oh,
"Do you want to
no,
share
no.
this to PlayStation?" No. Okay. Sorry.
Do
Yeah,
you?
sometimes if you do that on the newer update, it would pop up and go, would you like to sign up for all this bullshit? No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I will be right back. Gotta take a push, and then we shall continue the Ruby.
Now, while Sneaky's
Oh.
gone, I just want to take a moment to if you have not played the amazing game that is Untitled Goose Game,
Oh,
there's some
I have
Christmas
it. It's
sales
great.
going on. You should.
Oh,
play the
is that the one where they put Vedal in as Adolf Vedler or some
No.
No, no,
Untitled
you
Goose Game.
fucking idiot!
You're just a goose.
You're
Which
just a
one's
goose
the one that
terrorizing a British
Vedal-
town.
No, you're
Oh, nice.
just a game.
It's literally
goose
just a
better.
simple casual game.
Yeah.
You're like a little puzzle game at best.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
you're
saw
just
one
a
on Phil's
goose
stream.
that consistently steals the town's bell.
Yes. And you're
I
the
I love
local
don't
that, by the
menace.
know.
way.
Well, no,
I love that reveal at the end of the game. It's like, by the way, you've done this like 7 times. Like, what? Wow.
you,
You're
Holy
just a
shit.
menace.
also the best part is that you've obviously had to go through increasingly elaborate charades to get it every time.
You're
How
just a
they
local
haven't all
menace.
bought shotguns and just been like, this goose gonna die.
You're just a
I'm
local
pretty
menace. That's
sure
great.
they're in England, so that's probably part of it. None of them look like they were
No,
farmers.
this is like a quaint English village. They own
No,
shotguns there.
uh, I feel like the stereotype is the only farmers over there own shotguns.
I mean, you meet at least one farmer, and he's certainly ornery with you.
No, that's a gardener, not a farmer.
Yeah, I guess he's just a gardener, despite the
Well,
fact that
he
he does grow some like food items, but he's more of
oh,
a
he
gardener. I guess.
absolutely does. But
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're correct. He's more of a gardener than a farmer. He's in that weird intersection where he does grow food.
Hey, Max, since you look at Gundam Planet and deal with these stuff, what are like metal robot spirits? Is that like some form of just fancy
that's a
version?
figure. So that's just a pre-made figure. The metal versions have die-cast joints on them, so they're heavy, but they're sturdy.
Ah,
They're also really expensive. But on the other hand, you have
They
something that
look
is going to look
great.
hella better than a model
yeah,
kit unless you are insane with customization.
fair enough. I was just looking at Barbados models on the site,
Yeah,
and I
so
saw that.
if you want something that you're gonna stick on a shelf and will look amazing with zero effort from you, I mean, as long as you can pose it correctly, which I'm terrible at
That is
posing.
what I want.
I just kind
Um,
of put them on my. I have like a couple anime figures. I just shove them on my bookshelf.
yeah, listen, there's
I
videos
wouldn't go for the metal then, unless you really love it. Just go for the normal Tamashii Nations version.
Yeah, fair enough. I was
yeah,
just
that's true.
curious on what made
But
them
the metal
special and
versions do
whatnot.
look great. Like I remember one year
Oh.
I sent Max, it was Crossbones, right?
It was the
Ooh, they have
Crossbone
Zeegok.
X0.
Yeah.
I actually had one of these Gundam models a while back. I think I was like 10 or so, and I broke it.
Oh, Sign. Do you know about the glory of the pirate Gundams?
Why does that sound familiar? What's it from? Which version of Gundam?
Crossbone.
F91.
Well,
I
no.
never saw F91.
Well,
They're from
actually, I don't think any of the pirate suits show up in F91. F91
well, they show
is
up in this stuff after F91.
the I think it goes Victory to F91 Crossbone.
Oh yeah, maybe that's it. Anyway, hang on.
So Crossbone is where you start seeing pirate themed suits in the late Universal Century. I can never remember if it's F91 to Victory or Victory to F91.
I
Oh
think
fuck, they
it's
actually have Zoids
F91
on
to
here.
Victory because they got smaller in Victory, which was the point of F91.
Oh yeah, F91 was the first suit. They're like, look, we've started shrinking it, and Victory was the next continuation of that.
Why does it have a cape? I want to know why the Gundam has a cape.
Oh,
Because it looks
Because it's
cool.
Gundam.
so
It looks
Shut up.
cool.
that's so that's the anti-beam coating mantle, also known as the ABC mantle.
Okay, you
Okay,
know what? Fair enough.
Yes, that's correct. The real reason is it's a cape on a robot. Shut up.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I felt like I had to ask.
I understand. The response is
Shut up. Stop asking
yeah.
questions.
Stop
Also
asking
enjoy how
questions.
cool it looks.
Understandable.
Actually, didn't they have that on it was in Gundam Wing. It was the Sand Gundam had a cloak specifically for use in the desert.
This came first.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I just remember
Yeah,
Wing
I
was
think that
more.
was just a camo cloak though. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was.
a general camouflage cloak.
I did not know Mega Man had model kits.
Yes, those are actually
How
pretty
could they
recent though.
not?
I listen, bro. I never went into Mega Man until way late. And
Mega
I've
Man
never touched
hasn't
model
really had
kits either.
Mega Man hasn't really had model kits until the last couple of years. Usually, it's good-looking figures.
Oh, and then
I'm
there's
gonna be
the
searching. I hate you,
idiotically
Max,
named
because now I'm gonna be
excess
searching through
Gundam.
this site, just looking at some of the cool shit.
All right, I got more water
Well,
too.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm
shit
doing
for you.
now.
So at least you don't have to worry about that.
All right.
Why am I buying plastic crack?
Because yo dumb.
Apparently. You said all the additional parts fit on all of them?
Yes. So
So the 30-minute sisters and the 30-minute missions are 100% bashable together because that was Bondi's aim with the 30-minute line. They wanted a fully customizable experience that people that don't have a lot of modeling expertise or experience themselves can still have fun with.
and a lot of the 30-minute mission parts will fit on Gundams.
Several Gundams as well. The problem is that going from like 1990 to 2000 was one way they made Gundams. 2000 2006 was another way, and 2006 2012 was another way. And 2013 onwards, they started standardizing it a bit better for high grades.
Yes, but a lot of them will work.
Anyway, let's get back to Ruby.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Is that a fucking crossbow with canister shot?
Yes.
It's Sneaky. That's
Well,
the Sneaky. That is the Peacock Smasher.
What?
That's the weapon's name.
so those are all power cells that let it shoot several shots, or you could just pop all of them for a peacock tail going outwards, which is why it's called the Peacock Smasher. Even though it's
Ah.
just a horizontal shotgun spread.
Okay.
Oh, good. Sign found the dog.
I
Anyway,
found the dog.
no, he's buying dogs and white women. Here we go again.
God damn it, Sneaky.
No, Sneaky. He's doing something even
I
worse.
got
I
Max!
also found a jetpack.
I'm
Sneaky.
getting over science infection, you jackass.
Sneaky. The worst part is, in this one, you can combine the dog and the white woman. into
Yes, that is
one
typically how
horrid
that ends up.
monstrosity.
Oh,
Sneaky.
one of my favorite.
You're welcome, Sneaky.
God,
Listen, I
What-
gave him the easy lob and he hit the home run.
of course he did. But one of my favorite 30-minute suits, just for the name because it's hilarious, is Esposito.
Amazon, this
Is
is
what?
so sad. By Esposito.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shoot someone at Comcast. I'm getting real sick of my internet not responding this week.
Anyway, the forests seem to be quiet for the wildlife there. It's lush green trees. 2, it is animals. There didn't seem to be anything out of sight. Huh? It seemed to be most tranquil place in area. Just then, massive explosion of dirt and dust erupted from a clearing in the forest. Numerous streaks of red cleaved through numerous black creatures at unparalleled speeds. Their bodies cut down to nothing more than mere pieces, with flames trailing every attack. Sparks left by the flames of the attack combusted, leaving explosions behind the swings.
Okay.
For
They
the
hit and
most...
boom, boom.
Yeah, I know, I'm just really confused. For the most part, the creatures... Oh my god, this dude is actually in the year 2024 describing what a grim looks like to a Ruby-only story.
I see no problems here.
Hmm.
The more Sneaky, the more words they spend writing something that everyone else doesn't need to read, the fewer words they're spending on their idiotic plot.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah, describing what Adam looks like. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. The reddish black horns from his forehead. You might think they were simply black streaks in his hair, but they didn't move because you see he was a faunus. That isn't strange because faunus is one of the two dominant species in Remnant. I don't know. Would you really call them a dominant species if they're like such a minority that they can be bullied into a small island?
I mean, in as far as they're a debased, corrupted offshoot of the glorious genome of mankind, and therefore the semi-rightful rulers of all domain they inhabit, yes.
I don't know. I wouldn't call abhumans a dominant species. The others being humans. At first glance, you wouldn't think much of them. I mean, it really depends. Like, at first glance, you wouldn't really think much of a human. Or,
You wouldn't
like,
think much of human with rabbit ears either.
yeah, it's like not really a good, like, oh, you know, just looking at a person, you wouldn't really think much of them. You wouldn't think they would be great or dangerous. It's like, yeah, well, that's typically how it goes for most people, so.
And then they learn better.
You'd think they were humans at first, but then you find out the traits that separate them from humanity and actual humans. They showed traits, blah blah blah. Rarer categories like blah blah blah. Insect and arthropod faunus with extra blah blah blah. Horns, blah. From his horns, anyone could tell he was a bull faunus. No, they fucking couldn't! If he had bull horns, you could. But he's got little he's got little baby horns. He's got little baby jickaboos. I would sooner think he's a rhinoceros beetle than a bull. I didn't know Mr. Schnee had a fanfiction account.
Oof. Not all bulls are longhorns, Sneaky. Some actually do have small horns. You can't blame the bull for the size of his horns!
Sure, but typically when people talk about bulls, they think about like this, right? They think about the bull horns. The bull horns. You mess with the bull, you get the bull horns.
Oh, absolutely. And Adams are facing the entire wrong direction for actual bull horns. His are more like a goat, maybe?
No.
They're backwards facing, aren't they?
No, they're front facing, but they bend back. It's these two little nubs that come out on his forehead.
Okay, I thought they were more like either goat or ram horns or something than an actual bull.
Adam Taurus overview. Yeah, no, they're like. Can we just look at the picture? They're like. I don't know how you would describe them. They're like fucking. They're like D&D tiefling horns.
Purely cosmetic purposes. Gotcha.
Yeah, they come out of his forehead and follow the ridge of his skull backwards. Like they don't jut out to the side. They don't jut forward. They go backwards like tiefling horns. And yeah, no one looking at that would go, bull faunus. No one. No one looks at Adam and goes, oh, bull faunus. Like, if you made him a big, beefy dude, and he wore like biker clothing, and he used a hammer, and the horns weren't fucking hiding inside his hair, I'd be like, oh, bull faunus. Sure. Yeah. I would more reliably look at that and be like, oh, bull faunus. Than this. Like what we have right here. This is like Adam Taurus tiefling at large. He's like a fucking Bishoan body type. He's like little Mr. Fancy Boy. No one's gonna look at him and be like, yes, bull faunus. Anyway, so, blah, 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 I'm a dumbass author who doesn't know how to write, blah, blah, blah. Shifted in all directions, grim, possessed no soul, possessed mind, blah, blah, blah. They all began to rush towards him. Temperature climbed. He was no normal man, so he swung his sword down horizontally. He swung his sword down horizontally.
Yes, there's no problems with this.
Okay, yeah, that, So is it diagonal and on?
No, he swung it horizontally down.
Yeah, okay. No.
Nepu! The blade hit the ground, creating an explosion of red, orange, and white, and began to launch blades of hot, fiery wind and electricity out at everything, and then everything around him was exploding into giant razor blades of wind that cut the grim up. And everything was burned around him. He's swinging the flat of the blade down? I have no fucking idea, man. Dude's attacking oceans as far as I know.
I guess he's training.
The man lifted his sword up, which lost its crimson color, and then turned an even brighter red, and then he put his sword into the sheath so casually as if he was chucking it into the sheath. No. No.
Sure. No, you sure?
You literally can't. Like, there's almost no sword that allows you to just, like, throw it into the sheath and be like, oh, I landed the bottle on the bottle side. Like, it's like not how sheaths work. Like, the sheaths were fairly tight to keep the sword secured. You can't just be
And from
like,
rattling.
woo. No net. Somewhere after the altercation, he came to something else. Somewhere else, he found something else. Holy shit. Alright, I'm posting this as well.
Hmm.
I
Don't subject my people to that.
I will subject your people to this.
Subject them forcefully.
Anyway,
What have they done to you?
so
What prevented
What
you
have they
from writing?
done?
looking around, he saw a branch 4 feet off the ground broken. And then he looked beneath the branch, and there was leaves under the branch.
Oh no.
Almost like the leaves were trying to cover something up. And so he brushed away the leaves, and he realized that in the spot the leaves were footprints in the grass. Footprints, he spoke in revealing strong, youthful voice. Oh my, I almost want to start drinking. Looks like it belongs to an adult. He then looked around, seeing more footprint impressions on the grass. Okay, so why would someone take the time to cover up their specific footprint with leaves if everyone else is just walking through the grass? And assumedly, also, they didn't cover up the rest of their own footprints, just that specific footprint.
He doesn't know how prints work.
No, he does not. There was other areas with more piles of leaves, and he sweeped those up, revealing even more footprints. Why? He Why? A group more like it, he noted, his voice being simple whisper, before taking more looks at surroundings, noticing even more footprints. So again, so they only covered up some of their footprints, and him just looking around, he was able to find the rest of them that weren't covered up? So why did
He's
they...
trying to show us how awesome he is.
So why did they take the time to cover up their footprints then? Also, wouldn't them trying to cover up footprints in grass tall enough to get footprinted by someone walking through it be more obvious than the fact that there's footprints?
Oh, very much so, yes. Can confirm.
Oops. so lost right now.
It would be super obvious.
They're walking off the beaten path. If this was a normal group of people, it would be more efficient to walk on the path. No, I'm drinking.
It would also stand out less to just use an actual beaten path already.
Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. I'm getting food. I have to be up early tomorrow
Alright.
to partake of inventory.
Oof.
Pain, peckle.
Fine.
You say something?
Yeah. Is this in your Amazon cart?
Yes.
Cool. So the way you stop is you say to yourself, "You're never going to get around to building it, so why are you looking at it?"
A fair point.
Like, I'm gonna guess that you don't have much, if any, experience with model kits or miniatures, so you probably don't even have
No.
any, like, tools to work with it.
I've got tools. Go have an
Okay.
entire tool bag worth of
Nice.
stuff here.
Tall glass of spiced rum now.
I mean the stuff that's made specifically for dealing with model kits and miniatures, because yeah,
No.
you can jury rig something, but you are going to cringe whenever you look at it and be like, "Oh, yeah, that piece I accidentally crumbled to hell and back because I used pliers instead of nippers."
Anyway,
I'll have micro dikes.
anyway. Yes, of course, that's a good one. Oh yeah, that's wow, that's so good, tasty. Okay, yeah, I'm more prepared now.
Oh wow, there's that. That's another layer to this meme template.
Yes, exactly. He knew it was by no means a team of huntsmen or huntresses. While it's not unheard of for huntsmen and huntresses to go solo every now and then, they would go out and about together in groups of 4. The odd occasion would be that they, okay, but we've actually never seen that. We've only ever seen groups of 4 in the schools. Every single example we've ever seen of huntsmen outside of schooling environments is solo huntsmen, huntsmen in the military, and huntsmen working together on a job they were collectively hired for individually. So we actually have zero proof that anyone actually remains as part of their team So either the kill ratio is massive post-graduation, or a majority of people just don't stay together.
I think it's probably a safe bet that it's a horrible combination of both.
Fair. The odd occasion would be they would group together to make another team of 8 people. So to see a large... Oh yes, that's right. Huntsmen only come in solo, 4, and 8s. To see a large amount of footprints here in this location and assume they belong to huntsmen and huntresses wouldn't be wrong. What was stranger, though, was that he was able to count more than 8 people here. That's right. He was... There was more than 8 people walking through this grass, and he was able to tell because all 16 plus footprints he was able to count in the grass that they tried to cover up with a small pile of leaves.
No, that's not how grass works. Dirt, yes. Grass, no. All you would see after 16 people pass through any kind of grass is a whole bunch of trampled grass with that leaves aren't going to cover. It's just going to leave a path of grass trampled. That's it.
Yeah, it's gonna leave a path.
Especially if they traveled in single file like they should have been doing, you're not going to have any idea just how many of them there were.
Yeah, not only
It's
that,
going to look like a good trail.
if you're gonna put the effort in to cover up your footprints, you would be traveling in single file to obfuscate how many people would actually be traveling.
Exactly.
So,
And if you were doing that anyway, you'd have used an existing game trail or just a path other people use.
or if you have so many people with you, you would just trample the area to make it look like a game trail.
Yeah, exactly. Which walking in formation as 16 people would, not 8 people, excuse me, would do.
Well, actually, he was able to count 40 to 60 footprints in the grass.
No. I literally hunt for food. No, that is not how this works. I mean, if they're walking on the dirt, yes, I can look at it and I can tell you how old that track is. I can tell you if it's a few hours old, a few days old, or a couple of weeks old. Okay, if it's on grass, no. All I can tell you is, yeah, it's a deer trail. They've been here recently, based on twigs that are broken, still weeping fluid if they got sap or something.
I think the cherry on the top of all of this is the fact that he only managed to figure out that 60 people walked through this area because someone broke a branch.
Deer break branches all the time, you dumb son of a bitch.
I trust Sign's advice on tracking and hunting since he's been doing it before electricity was invented.
But okay, no. Before cell phones were common, yes, but not before electricity. We still had house phones back when I started doing this.
But damn, that's fucking funny. It's like this dude is like, yeah, I'm such an expert tracker. I was managed to tell that there's 60 people pass through here. What's that? How did I find those tracks of 60 people individually walking through an area of high grass? Oh, well, you see, I found a cracked branch, and it led me to a pile of leaves they used to cover the tracks up. Of 60 people.
Which would just leave a fucking trail of leaves.
Which would just leave a giant man-made trail of leaves. Because it's, it's a giant trail of 60 people who apparently didn't walk single file.
literally, you would have been better off starting a brush fire and letting it burn the evidence.
Yeah.
It looks like a lightning strike. Well, I can't track shit here.
It may be the amount of footprints hindered his ability to accurately guess between 20 to 30 people, but it doesn't change the fact that it was very odd to see such a large amount of people, unless they were bandits who were navigating through the forests they regularly lived in and knew how to lose the trace of the huntsman that would inevitably hunt them for the fact that they regularly terrorize towns and trading caravans. You know, the same bandits that would know how to cover their tracks up and not walk as a giant death ball mass. You know, those huntsmen. Highwaymen existing in Remnant seem suicidal. Well, yes, so is operating as a gang inside of the United States with its militarized police, but here we are.
People are stupid.
No one said you lived long as one. Bandits went this way. Except, so then he picked up a device, and the device was black, except that it had a red diamond. And it was his super custom bull scroll.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
It was his custom Adam Taurus branded red bull scroll.
That's what I was afraid you said.
Yeah.
I see.
And he's like, oh, wow. A group of 30 people are heading towards this town here? This is suspicious. They didn't take the normal paths through the forest that would get them to the town faster with less tracks left behind. They must be bandits. Man. Okay. So yeah, he deactivates his scroll and then he sinks into a crouch as if he was about to take a 100-meter sprint. And then he proceeded to blur forward because he's faster than a speeding car. And because he was able to refine his soul essence, he was able to see 360 degrees around him.
I'm sorry, what?
And he backflipped through the forest like a Konoha ninja. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. The author talks a bunch of shit. The author talks a bunch of shit. The author doesn't know how anything works at all. Interlocking systems were made to compact weapons to make them smaller when not in use to take up less space. This made the weapon better. Because he used such speed, he slowed down to come to the settlement at a normal speed so the settlement wouldn't get scared by him.
Okay.
Ferrum Mining Company, name implies, SEC, focused on dust. However, they also harvested other materials when they could. Well, the company itself might be an affiliate. It didn't look like it because they didn't put the SDC logo inside of their logo or a snowflake design on their logo. That's not how company affiliation works.
Mm,
You don't go, oh, well, we sell to these guys really frequently, and they're our biggest buyer, so we're just going to incorporate their logo into ours so everyone knows that we sell to them. That's not how that works. Yeah. I'm surprised you could even imagine that, C8. That's literally how he went through the forest. Let's see. He would kill anyone affiliated with the SDC. Let's see. The guard stopped him, and he's like, I was making my way through Mistral, and then I found out that you have a town here, so I'm stopping here for now. We have patrol officers, so watch your step. Enjoy your stay. And then the doors opened and let him in. And then he goes on to describe this incredibly intricate town. That's like, you know, really basically a city in its own right. Because of one iron mine. And, let's see. I was hoping to rent a room. Are you here for the local Huntsman tournament? They're big enough to host a tournament? Oh my god. I didn't know there was a tournament being hosted here. I just came here to rest. What is the tournament about? Well, looking at you, it looks like you'll fit right in at the tournament. You see, the tournament was created thousands of years ago.
the fuck you say?
When a large group of bandits tried to invade this town. It was the most prosperous settlement at the time, and they wished to pillage everything we had. What happened? Well, one of the warriors who founded the art of the blade would fight tooth and nail against the bandits, and he drove them all back. Yes, that sounds very impressive. It was. Back in those days, everyone used first-generation weapons, which people think are inferior because they don't mecha shift. However, the tournament is to honor the warriors by letting them fight with non-mecha shifting blades. And a random treasure in the ancient vault of this town that is many thousands of years old will be given to the winner of our tournament. And we hold this tournament every year. That's how many ancient treasures we've had for the past thousands of years. Is that we could give one out every year for the past several thousand years.
It's so dumb.
The trick is you take one of those ancient relics, and then you just smash it to bits and claim that each individual shard is also an ancient relic.
Ah, of course, yes.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. I'm just like freaking so amused by the fact that the author is really straight shit sitting here being like, yeah, this is a small town. You might not have heard of it. It's a very small town, you see. It's a multi-layered city based around an iron mine that hasn't run dry over the past 3,000 years. And it's made the town incredibly prosperous and wealthy. And we even have multi-stage walls. And we host a yearly tournament where we give out our wealth to the winner.
But nobody's heard of this place.
For several thousand years, we've been doing this.
For thousands of years.
Yes, for thousands of years. You know, back then they used first generation weapons. Oh god.
So they
So
used a
dumb.
rock and, if they were lucky, a pointy stick.
And they had to share the stick.
They probably killed for that stick in some cases.
So dumb.
Oh god.
Are we done?
Yeah, so he pays them. He does shit. Kenjutsu users, yeah, that's right. Everyone in this tournament, coming from nations around, came to this tournament, and they all were katana users with unlocked aura. And Adam Taurus did so amazing, and he was like one-shotting people left and right, but he didn't kill them because he's not evil.
Yes.
And their blades clashed hard, and like they struck blade to blade multiple times, getting into blade binds, and then his opponent used tar dust. That's right, tar dust. It was dust that turns into tar.
Wait, is this with a capital T and a capital D?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's tar dust. It's right up there with missile dust and shield dust.
On the one hand, we can absolutely hold this against the author for something that stupid. On the other, I'm going to shift a little bit of that over to Rooster Teeth for making
missile dust
precedent with hard light dust.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's officially a thing.
Yeah. There's also missile dust.
It's not hard light technology that is powered by dust. It's hard light dust.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh
That's the thing that was
no.
putting John shit.
He figured out I'm using tar to make my ash creations to fight him with. And so Adam Taurus lit his sword on fire and started to cut through the ash. And the tar clones started exploding because they're made of tar and ash.
Tar doesn't explode.
Tar explodes.
Tar burns.
Somewhere isn't flammable either.
It's exploding.
It's flammable.
Is it?
Under enough temperature.
Oh wow!
Like
fire, anything will burn.
What kind of tar? Yeah, it's highly flammable.
Yeah. Fucking dipshit. Oh, Max, this guy right here eats fucking condensed soup. He just heats it up in the can and fucking eats it.
No, it's specifically Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and I don't dilute it. And I don't heat it in the can, Sneaky. I take it out of the can and heat it in a pot.
This man eats condensed soup.
It's not condensed. That is how it was meant to be eaten.
No, it's not. It's literally on the can. It says cut that shit.
It wouldn't taste so good if it were made to be eaten with water in it.
Says the man who eats blocks of salt.
They're not blocks of salt. They're little bitty chips of salt, rock salt. It's great.
Sometimes I just take a spoonful of salt and eat it all. My name is Sign. I can't do commissions. People pay me money to write things, but I get to it 8 months later.
We
I-
ended the year with attacking Sign. I love that we're starting the year with it too.
God damn it! I'm sensing a trend here.
Yeah, that trend is you need to fucking finish your commissions.
I'm aware.
His opponent was the hardest to reach because he was using 2 nunchucks.
Listen, I like the nunchuck as an art form. It has been proven time and time again. They're not that scary, especially if you outreach them. With, say, I don't know, a 3 to 4 foot sword or just a 3 to 4 foot stick.
Okay, but most people aren't going to be coming into a fight against somebody who has nunchucks with another weapon. It's
Adam
somebody's
Taurus
pulling them out
did
in
a
a
totally
surprise.
cool move. It was
Yeah,
an amazing aura move that did like some sort of crazy aura stuff. And the entire audience, which was massive, filled with tens of thousands of people, cheered and clapped and said, "Oh my god, Taurus, have my babies, you're amazing."
And then everyone clapped.
Yeah, literally everyone clapped. Except because of his advanced aura senses, he was able to feel the malice from some people. They wanted him dead because he beat them in the tournament. Too bad he was gonna kill them first.
I don't think that's gonna hold up in court. Your Honor, with all due respect, I sensed that they hated my guts.
Your Honor, I used the force.
Your Honor.
Your Honor,
play.
I self-defense to them preemptively. I preemptively committed self-defense
It
upon
was
them.
preemptive self-defense.
Fallout 4 is 9 years old. What the fuck? What it?
Oh, it is.
Why are you casting Cursed of Ages?
Oh. Halo 2 is 20 years old. Oh.
Wow.
Curse of Ages.
The rest of them don't matter to me, so I don't care. The weapon my Adam Taurus uses is based off the Samurai Deeper Kyo called a Hayuka, which is a blade that, despite its appearance, is the fastest blade in existence.
Excuse you?
The coolest part about Adam's semblance is that it's a more versatile version of Yang's.
No, it's literally not. They're equally dumb.
But I think it's even stronger than Yang's semblance because Yang lives for excitement. I would not put it past her to get addicted on her power by just kind of ramping up slowly instead of unleashing her full power immediately.
Not how that
implication we
works.
got through the series was that she could only do it in bursts. She couldn't.
Adam isn't
quote-unquote,
like
break
that
her
because he does it all at once and it's an amazing cookie cut.
And I think that is also a forced component of his, is he has no choice.
I mean,
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna say I think a fucking hammer is better for Adam Taurus because, again,
Honestly, I've decided, Sneaky, if ever I decide to tackle Ruby again and I go to deal with Adam,
yeah,
I'm just gonna give him the sword hammer from Bloodborne.
yeah, exactly right. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, I can cut anything. It's like, but yeah, but you could like bring down whole fucking buildings with a supercharged hammer.
Yeah, it's like I think it'd be fun for him to just be like, oh, what? That's a really weird shaped sheath he has on his back. Oh, he's putting a sword. Why does his sheath turn into a giant hammer?
Memories
are his eyes
broken. The truth goes unspoken. I've
are his
even
eyes glowing?
forgotten my name.
Why are his eyes glowing? Why are his eyes glowing?
Oh no.
Why am I hearing boss music?
Yeah, honestly, the more that you think about some of the semblances, the more you're like, man, rule of cool, really good matchup. Practical combat, man, there was a better weapon to use with this.
Yeah, no, like I get it.
Oh,
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. The katana that can cut anything. Very rule of
Honestly,
cool. Very
The
cool.
author, yeah, here's the thing. The author's correct. Adam's semblance is a lot more versatile than Yang's because Adam can take that energy and apply it to several different types of weapons.
Yes.
Like, okay, cool. We've got the hammer. Cool. We've got the sword. Great. Can he impart that kinetic energy into a bullet and just
Would think.
I
turn it
don't.
into can he just put that into create a small 9mm howitzer shell?
I
An
don't know.
arrow, maybe.
Maybe an arrow. Yeah, I would say an arrow might be a bit more like personal, therefore, or aura-y.
An arrow, definitely. A bullet, maybe.
I mean, I guess well, okay. He could have the specially made contender bullets like Kiritsugu and Fate Zero. Like the weapon we use for the metal we use for our weapons, I had like 10 bullets crafted. So if I lose them in a fight, I'm out like half a year's paycheck.
Also, my
Oof.
rib.
Well, Kiritsugu lost
Your
half a
rib.
rib. Theoretically, Adam just loses half a year's paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiritsugu's bullets were made with ground up pieces of his ribs.
Which, to be
Why?
fair, because it imparted his origin on people, and his origin was like the reversion of magic and caused them to like explode effectively.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Mass destabilization of their circuits. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that okay.
Yeah.
They go splat.
Yeah.
Bro was tailor-made by nature to be the perfect mage killer.
The Megas killer, yes.
Severing and binding, I don't. Well, why did you. What does that mean?
Is that the name of Adam's semblance?
No, it's blush and wilt.
No, Severance and
No, that's
Binding
the
was
name of his.
Kiritsugu's origin.
Oh, it cuts the magic
Oh.
circuits and
Oh.
binds them together again, all
Yes.
fucked up. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
why he's
sure,
so
whatever.
effective.
It's his origin. Yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I don't care.
What was Adam's weapon though?
It is.
Blush and wilt.
That's his weapon,
Yes.
not his semblance.
Yes, that is his weapon.
Okay, anyway. Point being is, I think maybe, I mean, even if you couldn't do like an arrow, you could probably still do like a javelin. But I mean,
Spear.
he clearly showed the ability. Well, see, that's the thing though, is you don't really need a spear because you have a sword that can cut through anything.
You can yeet a spear just like you can a javelin. It's a smaller javelin.
Yeah, well, no, spears are longer than javelins.
Depends on the type of spear.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
Javelins are smaller than spears. That's universal. You can have boar hunting spears, which were throwing spears that were really fucking long spears to hunt boars with.
It's getting late.
Oh,
and
no,
I got
I
work
already
tomorrow.
closed it out, yeah.
Uh,
No, point being is that Adam can use a lot of weapons in a lot of creative ways that I feel like he really was undervalued for. I don't know. Yes, there was a similarity in how Yang's and his semblance built up, but I don't really think saying that Adam's semblance is just Yang's but more versatile is really I'm not gonna say fair, but like accurate.
I think the problem is that canonically, like in universe, Blake did compare them. I think that's part of the issue.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yang and Adam's semblance are similar because they both take in energy, be it kinetic or whatever, and can channel it different ways.
Yes.
Moon
Yang's
Slice.
was-
What a shit name indeed.
Yang was more just like the more she gets damaged, the more she ramps up. Adam is the more he blocks and shit, the more it stores in his sword.
No, it's the
And he-
more kinetic damage he takes, the more kinetic damage he can store. It's not specifically his sword. He just uses
Oh.
his sword to use it.
Oh, I
Which
remember
is the same thing
Blake
with Yang.
said something about his sword specifically. So I
well,
remember.
no,
Well,
I think what it is unlike Yang, he can absorb the energy through a weapon.
yeah.
It's not necessarily
Yes.
just the sword.
Okay.
Here's the thing: if Rooster Teeth wants to say it's just a sword, that's stupid and is a really dumb way to absolutely hamstring what should be an astounding semblance. And they should really differentiate it between like he has to absorb the stuff through a weapon, whereas Yang doesn't. Could even be, oh, he tried doing it without a weapon once, and he nearly blew his fucking hand off when he released it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like maybe it's like that, and I'll be like, oh, okay.
Or, and hear me out, it could be a case of him going, you know what? I could take damage myself in order to save this energy up.
So what you're saying?
I could have somebody hit a weapon and
So-
not injure myself.
So what you're saying is that Adam Taurus has the opportunity to be the slapping champion.
Yes.
With his semblance, Adam is able to absorb or block energy from an enemy's attack and re-emit it in a powerful strike. However, he could only do this with his weapon as shown in his fight. No. That's the wiki being retarded. That's the wiki writers being retarded. He could only do this with his sword, as shown in the fact that he only ever used his sword to do it. No, it's not proven that he can only do it through his sword. It's just that he only used his sword to do it. There is a massive difference between those two statements.
Ooh.
Just because he
Ooh,
only
you know
did it
what?
this way doesn't
What
mean
if-
it was the
what if
only
he
way he could do it.
But what if the absorption was like you can only emit the energy from whatever you absorbed it with? It's like, why didn't he use it in his fight with Blake and Yang? Because they were hitting him in the face a bunch.
Yeah, that would do it.
It's like, well, okay,
You can't
that
only-
means that when he goes to emit the energy, he risks blowing his fucking
It's
head up.
coming from your face.
That enabled him to avoid taking damage directly during his absorption, but left him vulnerable when he was disarmed. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Also, the way they worded that implies that, of course, he can absorb it without the weapon. He just chose not to.
Yeah, I feel like there's a component here that's got to be something else. Otherwise, I mean, like, fucking hell. Otherwise, I would just have someone, like, punch a dust bomb in my hand a bunch, and then I would go out to fight and just throw it at someone and watch as it nuclear bombizes them. So like, you can just store energy and shit. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the specific object is what the energy gets stored in, that means it's like an actual like energy is being stored in this object.
Wouldn't he get hot? Like, eventually just get too hot and explode.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you could just roll up with like a bunch of knives you pre-punched or something.
Throw them at somebody and have them explode like grenades.
Yeah.
I don't see why he wouldn't, except, oh wait, Rooster Teeth can't plan like that. They're fucking dumb.
Well, yes, obviously, but this is why I fucking hate the wiki writers, because it's like, oh, well, clearly he can only do it through weapons because, and then people perpetuate that as fact. It's like, oh, he can only use his weapons for it. It's like, that's not the fact, though. And then they'll point to the wiki, they'll be like, oh, but the wiki said it was. It's like, the fucking wiki is wrong. Anyway. Javelins or throwing spears were shorter and lighter than spears designed for shock combat and universally had a smaller head than a spear.
Yes, I saw that. I did, in fact, have it backwards. And I did point out that javelins are throwing spears.
Yes, I said that for fucking ever. Anyway, and that's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Come back on Friday to watch me scream more obscenities at more people. Because there's always